Welcome, everyone, to one of college football's greatest traditions, the Red River Showdown from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, equidistant between the campuses of the University of Texas and Oklahoma. Today, the 109th meeting in this rivalry between the Longhorns and the Sooners. They've been playing each other since 1900, and since 1929, they've met every year in this historic venue with the 92,000 tickets split right down the middle, literally, between the two schools. This year, Texas is the visiting team, and the Longhorns take the field.
Jonathan Gray, the running back now. And he gets his first carry of the day, and he's in big trouble. Nowhere to run, and dumped for a loss back at the 50-yard line. Brown managed to get away from Jordan Phillips, who still had excellent penetration. Again, they try to rip the ball out very late, despite the third down problems all year long. Swoops, back corner of the end zone, up for grabs and incomplete. Broken up by Sanchez, intended for John Harris. And Nick Rose will kick off. Short kick down to the 10-yard line to Alex Ross, leading the country in kickoff returns, and he is off to the races. 91 yards, touchdown Oklahoma.
Well, when you play special teams or defense for the matter, you cannot be on the ground. Adrian Colbert, number 26, is on the ground. That's his lane. That lane was exposed, and Alex Ross knew the only thing I have to do is to beat a kicker. And guess what? I'll go down in history in this rivalry.
91 yards for Ross, who came in averaging 41.4 yards per kickoff return to lead the nation. And that average is going to go up. On 3rd and 6, Swoops had to pitch it quickly with the pressure, and Jonathan Gray got nothing. Jordan Evans again with help from Dom Alexander.
Boy, if Marcus Hutchins, number 65, gets his block, this is off to the races. TCU ran this last week against the red zone, and just Marcus could not get his block.
The rules are very clear. He has the 5 core values that are posted everywhere around the Texas facilities. Gray taken down by Charles Tapper. And the players who remain been very supportive. They appreciate what the coach is doing. They don't appreciate that. Swoop sacked. Well, they are dominating the game in every way except the penalties. Oklahoma had 1 yard of offense before that completion. Trevor Knight, to last year's starting quarterback in this game, now the tight end Blake Bell.
Good job of Trevor Knight. Now watch this. This is something that Swoops does not do. Steps into the pocket, finds the big target, Bell.
Michael Honeycutt, one of the best kickers in the country, trying a 44-yard field goal. Didn't look pretty, but it is right down the middle. Jonathan Gray looking for help. And that's to break free from Eric Stryker, and then Charles Tapper made the tackle. Dom Alexander, number 1, there in the middle of your picture, made his first career start as a freshman in this game last year and had 19 tackles. Here he comes after Swoops, and it's an interception by Zach Sanchez. Touchdown Oklahoma.
Zach Sanchez, number 15, the cornerback, We saw him against Tulsa earlier. His shoulder injury had not played the same as he was early in the season. You see there, great job reading the route of the wide receiver. This guy's a ball hawk, playmaker. It's his 5th interception this season, all because of his eye recognition on that route.
Well, man coverage, and the receiver did not push him off the ball. Zach Sanchez never got out of his back pedal. That's why he was able to make such a strong break on the football.
Brown is 52 yards rushing on 10 carries. Swoops needs to get rid of it. And with Hayes around his legs, threw it. He was outside the tackle box and got it beyond the line of scrimmage.
Can Texas' front four continue to get that pressure for 4 quarters without a lot of depth in that unit?
They had 1 first down in the half. 1 drive set up the score was a field goal after they had a short field and a penalty on a punt return. Here's Sterling Shepard making his presence known. Walloped out of bounds along the near sideline at the 44-yard line. Knights 4 out of 7 passing. They go to a draw to Payrine. He crossed midfield, but is down at the Texas 47, well short of the first down by about 13 yards. Quandre Diggs made the tackle
In his arm to make the throw.
He went 14 for 21 passing in the first half. Malcolm Brown denied. And Swoops from a small high school. They thought he was going to be a work in progress this year. Thrown into the action with Ash having to quit football, and now Stryker sacks him back at the 46-yard line of Oklahoma. Unlike the Texas offensive line, the Oklahoma line is very experienced, to combine 129 career starts among those starters. Knight found some time and found a receiver. Blake Bell, first down, out to the 31-yard line.
It's a good job of movement in the pocket, presence and awareness. And when Trevor gets in trouble, his feet are usually the problem. Right here, he gets his feet running toward the target, which puts his shoulders and arm on line. Blake Bell showing good hands again with his 2nd catch of the day.
Junior from Sefner, Florida, Stryker. Knight throws, caught along the far sideline by Aaron Ripkowski. And he went out at the 43.
I look at Stryker more as an inside will linebacker or a strong safety. I don't think he'll ever play outside linebacker in the NFL. That's my opinion.
Swing pass to Deron Neal, turns the corner. Inside the Texas 40. And down at the 35-yard line. Taken down by Jason Hall.
Yeah, Duke Thomas gets nosy. Duke Thomas jumps inside at the corner. His job as a corner is to force the ball back inside to pursue. When he jumped inside, that up in the running lane.
22-yard gain. They're trying to find a rhythm now. Sterling Shepard dropped by Quandre Diggs at the 27-yard line, and the Sooners clearly trying to pick up the pace.
It's a good call by them to wear out that Texas defensive line.
That play just got them over 100 yards of offense for the game. Ross bottled up at the line, bounced ahead, and appeared to pick up the first down. Got away from Hassan Ridgeway. Nashawn Hughes made the tackle for the Horns. First down, Oklahoma. Lots of time for Knight. Shepard's wide open. Touchdown. After a quiet first half, Shepard emerging. Sterling and the rest of the family, including White Cherry, in Oklahoma City until they got settled in Wyoming, and tragically died of a heart attack very shortly after he arrived in Laramie. Nick Hodgson's kickoff returned by Roderick Bernard. And he had a typed copy of it in his desk for all of those years, and when Sterling elected to come to Oklahoma, Bob gave Sterling the copy of the speech he had kept in his drawer for all those years. Texas has done nothing on offense here in the second half. And that play yields nothing for Malcolm Brown. Zach Sanchez, the tackle. 4 punts. Total of 27 yards of offense in the half. There's at least one team in the championship game that had at least one loss. With 2 more spots in a playoff this year, one loss isn't necessarily a killer. Eric Stryker
forced the loss by Malcolm Brown, but 2 losses in Oklahoma really is a distant long shot to be a factor in that playoff at the end of the year. Right now, Chris, they're just thinking about trying to beat Texas. They've run 36 plays on offense to 64 for Texas. Pirine. First down inside the 35. Credit Hassan Ridgway with the stop. As you said at the top of the telecast, you're not going to be good enough consistently if you complete 54% of your passes. Little screen, great call. Shepard weaving through the defense. And down at the 13-yard line. Dylan Haynes made the tackle, the backup safety.
It is a good call, especially when you have a blitz on and you're able to get linemen by letting the defenders rush the quarterback down the field to get hats on secondary people and linebackers to create a seam to bust through.
22-yard completion. Back to Samaje Pirine, untouched into the end zone for Oklahoma.
Well, what we saw in the first half were guys getting off blocks. And here, they're not getting off blocks. You see the double team up to the second level. Again, a good job of Tyrus Thompson with the push. Then you have number 31, Jason Hall, with the whiff. But that's a great job by the offensive line starting to take command and wear down the Texas defensive front 4.
They're talented in the starters, but a lack of depth on that defense has really hurt. You could see plenty of signs of fatigue in that replay. 2 quick strikes. The first one took 1:04 to go 63 yards. The last one 1:20 to go 47 yards. Marcus Johnson got drilled by Jordan Evans.
Well, he's getting better every game. And you can't teach us. And what I'm talking about is timing with your hips to be able to deliver contact. You see how he explodes and extends his hips into his target? Just beautiful. I'm going to sit back and enjoy that one also. A lot of good tackling this week.
Swoops pass broken up by Zach Sanchez, intended for Johnson again. I'd love to see that play where the quarterback fakes the handoff, starts to run toward the line like he's going to run. Tim Tebow used to then throw it. I think they'd be set up for that. He kept it and didn't get there. Good penetration. Torier Peterson, backup defensive lineman, lost his helmet on the play but made the stop.
Trevor Knight needs to make the play for the Sooners. There's man defense all over the board.
Texas showing pressure. They bring an extra rusher. Great call. Swing pass to Pirine. First down. Out of bounds to the 40-yard line. Collared by Steve Edmond. Pirine bounces forward and has a first down at the Texas 45. Jason Hall finally got him on the grass.
Well, when you want to be a great back, you got to make people miss. And you got to run through tackles. Jason Hall's a fine tackler for Texas, but Pirine has that powerful lower body. That's the difference between average and good to great when you make people miss.
Last play. In all likelihood. Now the deepest defenders are back at their own 40-yard line. Swoops got it off. They'll try it a bunch of laterals. Shipley fell down. And Jonathan Gray picked it up. Apparently they let that part of the play stand. Looked like Shipley might have been down, but it doesn't matter. The game's over. And Oklahoma defeats Texas for the 4th time in the last 5 years to go to 5-1. And got an absolutely critical conference victory as well. Texas 2-4, their worst start through 6 games since 1956, when they were 1-5 under Ed Price. They went 1-9 that year, and the next year the legendary Darrell K. Royal took over as head coach of the Texas Longhorns and got things straightened out and then some. Let's go down to Todd on the field.
Well, it was a little bit of a tale of two halves. You told me at halftime that you guys had to do a better job on third down defensively. What was the difference?
Well, we just executed. We had some breakdowns in the first half, really mentally. Second half, through the third quarter, we didn't, and then late again, we just didn't execute very well in some third down situations on defense.
So on the other side of the ball, third down was a problem. You actually didn't get a third down converted until the last drive of the game. What's going on with your offense?
Well, again, they did give Texas credit. They did a nice job getting to us and getting us in too many long yardage third downs.
All right, thank you, Coach.
10th win against Texas for Bob Stoops, more than any Oklahoma coach. And Ross's kickoff return early on, a huge play in this game. Sanchez scored an interception return for the defense. The offense is still in need of improvement for Oklahoma.
Much improvement, especially throwing the ball down the field.
Final score, the Sooners 31, the Longhorns 26. Now for Todd McShay, the birthday boy Chris Spielman, our producer Bo Garrett, our director Derek Mobley, our wonderful ABC crew. Sean McDonough saying so long from the Cotton Bowl in the Texas State Fair in Dallas, Texas. We'll join John Saunders in the studio after these messages.